Are you rolling? Can you see me?
I cannot see.
This boat is really unstable.
Yeah, it's weird.
I feel like I'm on a surfboard. You tip this boat, dude. That's the Amazon, man. The Crocs in it.
It's terrifying.
Said, oh, there's one right there. Yeah.
How did I get here in the pitch black Amazon jungle in croc-infested waters? Well, it all starts in the most unlikely of places. I'm Todd Carmichael, and I just followed one of the world's most famous chefs to Rome.
Are you Hollywood?
This, of course, is Chef Mario Batali, TV star, best-selling author, original Iron Chef America. Mario built a multi-million-dollar empire of Italian food, products, and restaurants all over the world by setting the highest standards and being tough as.
You know, there's this crazy guy, Todd, who has this coffee company called La Colombe, and he has been stalking me.
If stalking means I've been trying to pitch the guy for the last 10 years, then yep, I've been stalking him.
Yo, crazy. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to give me your pitch.
Okay.
And that's it.
What I want is for Chef Batali to attach his name to a new Italian espresso that'll be the best my company has ever created. But to understand that, you need a little backstory. 20 years ago, I started with nothing and built my company from the ground up. I'm a guy who hunts coffee in the world's most dangerous places for the most demanding names in the business. The pay is good if I get the coffee home.
See, Hollywood, I told you, man. You hang with me long enough, you're gonna end up in a nice place. Rome, Italy, right?
Yeah.
Rome, revered for its history of power, its art, and of course, its food. All of that's great, but what brings me here is business.
Everyone always asks me, how do you get in front of these great chefs, celebrity chefs? You know how you do it? Persistence. There's one I spent 10 years looking for, Mario Batali, and he's here right now in Rome. And I'm gonna pitch this guy. It's my one opportunity to get it right. Buongiorno.
This is my shot to convince Mario Batali, the face of Italian food in America, that he and I should create a new Italian espresso blend and share it with the world together. His name and my coffee would be a powerhouse in retail. But Mario is no easy sell.
All right, you got 5 minutes for the pitch.
5 minutes. You set the clock?
We don't need to. You'll know.
I admire what you do. What you do is you look at ingredients and you look at technique and you bring it from Italy and you bring it to the United States. And we could do this with espresso. I'm gonna find the ingredients that we love and we're gonna use the Roman technique. And we're gonna create that experience in the United States.
Well, let me ask
we
you
can
this.
do
Hold
that
on.
together.
Let me ask you this. If we can do that together and it's as good as the Italian, as good is not worth changing.
I know, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, well, this is just as good as the Italian guys. Well, then I'm sticking with the Italian guys, right?
No, I
you
get
have to
it.
bring me somewhere that's different and remarkable and better, but with that Italian-ness.
I've been doing this for 32 years. I'm ready. I'm ready to riff on the Italian recipe. And you're the guy to do that with.
Tomorrow morning, I'm thinking maybe we'll go taste a couple of coffees and you'll see what I think is the best. And you'll see if you can make it as good as that, and we'll know that's not good enough.
All right, okay.
All right.
That's a deal.
Chin chin.
Cheers. Did I get it in 5 minutes?
5 minutes, 38 seconds. We'll be fine.
Apparently, my 5 minutes just turned to 24 hours.
Buongiorno. Don't die, Mario. You're trying to kill us.
Look at Mario. There's no denying he is in his element here. It's gonna be tough to convince him that I can create a coffee that can compete with one from the city he loves.
They got this old stadium. They don't know what to do with it.
Lions 14, Christians 2.
I don't like it.
Our first stop on Mario's coffee tour is Tazza d'Oro, a cafe tucked away on a tiny street 50 yards from the Pantheon.
You can smell it already. I mean, right? They're roasting in this bar.
Yeah, you can smell it.
That's good smell.
Well, let's take a closer look.
This is what Mario wants. Espresso, a short, strong shot of caffeine topped with a thick layer of foam called crema. Done the Italian way, it's a perfect ratio of bitter and sweet, ending with a spicy kick. It's also the key ingredient you get in your $3 latte or cappuccino, topped with some nice frothy milk.
What do you think?
I like that. It's that balance between bitter and sweet.
Right. Here they claim that there are 8 different kinds of beans in this.
Yeah.
Could you pick that out?
I mean, I hate... Coffee roasters like to create mystery around what they're doing.
Right.
The biggest world of roasters. And often what they do is they put up these kind of claims that just aren't actually that accurate. There's not 8 beans in this coffee.
No?
Not. No, there are 3. I can tell you what they are, almost to the percentage.
When you drink as much coffee as I do, you get good at breaking down what's in it. A lot of companies exaggerate a bit to create mystique around their coffee, but I don't need to.
So I know the guy that owns this place. His name's Jacopo, and I think he'll let us back into the roasting area.
Really?
You want to meet him?
Yeah, I'd love to meet him. Let's
All
look.
right.
Café do Brasil, Brazilian coffee.
The key bean in any Italian espresso comes from Brazil. In fact, Brazil's been the main supplier to Italy for the last 200 years. But nowadays, the majority of it comes from mega farms that don't handpick their beans.
As I can tell, this is mechanically harvested, meaning it's done by machine, not by hand.
Right.
Machine can't tell when something's ripe. So some of those beans in that bag are a little bit sour.
This is where I know I can do better.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Possiamo entrare qua? A vedere?
No, no.
No?
Rimaniamo Piazza Navona.
No.
Queste sono delle disposizioni.
Ho capito.
He's guarding his secrets?
I guess so.
Yeah.
And he's close on.
His secret stash is back there.
You're suggesting he's lying about his beans. He's not going to rest until we're gone.
I know, he's pacing. Look, he's pacing like a cat back there.
Mario's favorite roaster may have his secrets, but I have some tricks up my sleeve as well. For starters, not buying from mega farms that use robots to pick their coffee.
Not around here. I want to create the best coffee in America, period. And not a coffee that's mechanically harvested, not done by robots, by people. You have to go to the farm to find the best.
You know, your passport looks great, and all those stamps is a beautiful thing. But let's get down to the coffee on the table.
In that coffee that you're tasting is product and technique. And I'm gonna bring you both in spades.
Suspicious.
Suspicious.
I want Mario to sign on to a partnership with me, and it's gonna take a lot more than just talk. The difference between the espresso we just tasted and the one I'm gonna create is an undiscovered farmer that only I can find, who picks his beans by hand. And that means only one thing. We're going to Brazil. This hunt is gonna take us to the edge of the Amazon rainforest, past the mega farms, to source a rare bean that I know can transform a traditional Roman espresso into the best espresso Chef Vitali has ever tasted.
I hope this hotel stay hasn't softened you up, man, because things are gonna get a little bit harder from here on out. This one, of all the hunts we've been on, man, is the biggest one. This is Mario Batali. This isn't a guy with 3 or 4 restaurants. This is a guy with an empire. And if we can get a coffee that pleases him, not only pleases him, but one he'll put his name on, we've changed the game of coffee in America, period.
Back across the Atlantic sits Brazil, the largest country in South America and the world's #1 coffee producer. Mention Brazil to someone and their first thought might not be coffee. They're likely to picture Christ the Redeemer towering over Rio. But that's not where I'm going. Where I'm going is up into the Amazon, to a region so remote it takes 3 flight connections from Rio to get there. So why do I have to take a 20-hour trip to find high-quality coffee in a country that produces the most in the world? What was once an area filled with small plot farmers has been taken over by giant mega farms we not so affectionately refer to as Big Agro. In a major land grab, Big Agro burned down thousands of miles of pristine rainforest and planted acre after acre of industrialized crops, all mechanically harvested. They own absolutely everything: the roads, the farms, the utilities, and they operate outside of any laws or restrictions. They've pushed the small plot farmers deep into the jungle, living amongst the drug runners to defend their livelihood, their land, and their lives. My one contact in this lawless land is an old friend who lives in a rundown village on the outskirts of Porto Velho. So this is where my coffee hunt begins.
We're definitely not in Rome anymore.
I'm in the state of Rondonia on a mission to source the key bean for an espresso blend that will seal a multi-million-dollar retail deal with the celebrity chef Mario Batali. To find this coffee, I'm putting myself in the center of one of the biggest land conflicts on the planet. In Rondonia, large mega farms owned by shadowy figures rule the area without any government oversight, stealing thousands of acres of land by intimidation, pushing independent small farmers farther and farther back towards the Bolivian border, where they're forced to live amongst cocaine smugglers.
It's a country I've been to many, many times. A lot of reasons why you keep coming back is because it seems every other year you find your coffee farmer and boom, they're gone too.
Check.
Yeah, these guys are scanning the vehicles. Yeah, they're just doing their job, checking everyone who comes through here. They're looking for drugs. This is a super highway of trafficking between Brazil and Bolivia.
If you want to run a business outside the law, this is the place to do it, whether it's smuggling drugs or stealing land.
That checkpoint pretty much demarks where the law stops. No more laws, no more regulations, no more police. I'll give you $100 for every police officer you see from here all the way to the edge of Brazil.
Sounds good to me.
There is
I'll
none.
keep an eye out.
Out here, it's those who own the land that make the rules, and anyone who defies them risks their lives, including me. Buying from small farmers puts me in their crosshairs. So if I'm gonna travel around here safely, I need to learn the lay of the land.
Remember this Joe guy I told you about?
Yeah.
Interesting guy. He's an American. He's a major find. Knows the area like the back of his hand.
For the last 12 years, Joe's been exposing the violent harassment of working farmers in Brazil. It's that work that has brought him here, to the edge of the Amazon.
Todd. Hey. How are you, man? Good to see you. This is Hollywood, the guy I was telling you about.
Hey, man, how's
The
it going?
camera.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, too.
Come on in, bro. Oh, my, look at that. This is lunch?
Yep.
This is Pintado, pulled right out of the tributary behind the shack.
It's worth waiting for.
I know how you feel about fish, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Maybe they'll have some bread or something for you.
Yeah, exactly.
This prehistoric-looking river monster has bones so thick they have to cut it with a frickin' bandsaw. But Joe promises that the meat isn't nearly as tough.
It smells delicious.
It's called moqueca. It's a fish stew.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Joe isn't a tourist. He knows the culture as well as the politics. My success here hinges on his connections and knowledge of the land.
Whole thing is I'm creating a really important coffee for Mario Batali, and I believe that this soil contains the flavor that's going to make that blend come alive. Problem is, I don't know the place. You do.
Well, we can still find a few small coffee farms. I've been working with these landless farmers. They've been kicked off their land, and they're sort of in a camp. It's a couple hours from here. What I suggest is we go there, and we see if they can tell us where we can find some coffee.
Okay, we'll finish lunch and we'll go visit these guys.
But we're going to have to go through big landowners' land, which that's our biggest challenge. Big Agro, they're pretty much the law around here. They're trying to push all the small landowners out.
I mean, they physically actually, like, kick people off their land?
They create forged titles. They've done everything from killing to dismembering. to burning to branding people.
Branding them. Oh, man, that's some mean stuff, man.
This is just like the U.S. was in the 1800s. When you see people with guns, turn around.
Turn around and go the other way.
The 1800s, the Wild West, where the strongest and the most intimidating got what they wanted. Then it was gold. Today, it's still about money. And in Brazil, land ownership is where the big money is. This country's big agro farms are so mammoth, they built all the roads here, and they own them. One of these mega farms sits right between us and the camp of displaced farmers Joe wants to take us to.
I mean, is this security?
That's a security booth, man.
Dude, I have never seen an entrance to a farm that looks like that. It's like they've got their own private road.
They do.
It cuts 4 hours off our drive. If I don't want to wind up branded, or worse, I need to get permission even to travel through here. If we don't get the okay, we take a very long detour.
Excuse me, can we drive through here?
No.
Only with authorization?
Exatamente.
Yeah, from the big bosses?
Não, na verdade tem que ter uma autorização.
He says the farmer's never gonna let you in.
Yeah, just not gonna let me.
He's got a gun, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that thing strapped to his head. We say. All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Obrigado.
Just beyond the tree line is row after row of crops being harvested by robots. It's this type of farm that produces the bags of inferior beans I found back in Rome. And they don't want Hollywood's camera to see it.
Let's get out of here. Let's go.
It's a little different than the usual, huh? Usually just kind of walk right onto the farm.
Exactly.
I'm quickly starting to realize the power these shadowy mega farms have and their effect on small plot farmers. The same ones Joe is taking us to meet.
They really have nowhere to go, and so they've occupied land that's, not being used. And they've sort of joined together, and it's on a national scale. It's become a political movement. It's called MST, or Landless Workers Movement.
There are hundreds of MST camps across Brazil, but Joe's taking me to one that's occupied with a group of ex-coffee growers. If there are any small plot farms left, they'll know where they are.
See? Right over there, you see those thatched roofs? Yeah. Stop a little bit before then. We don't want to scare them.
People here are pretty jittery because they're surrounded by a giant commercial farm who've been pressuring them to get out, using hired gunmen to intimidate them.
Wait here, and I'll call you in a little bit.
You see the differences? It's almost dramatic. To your right, you see the grass huts, thatched roofs, and the jungle behind it. Communal living like a small village. Literally right across the road is Big Agro. Right across the road. These are the guys that are harassing them and trying to push them off the land. Frickin' giant prairie. That right there is the enemy.
I'm in Rondônia, Brazil, trying to find the last of the small plot farmers and stay alive doing it. Why? To find the key bean for an espresso blend so good that celebrity chef Mario Batali will put his name on it. But out here, small plot coffee growers are dwindling. Their land stolen by Big Agro, who operate outside the law. These mega farms use any means necessary to keep a monopoly on land.
They've done everything from killing to dismembering to burning to branding people.
Branding them.
My old friend Joe has been working with a group of farmers who are fighting to claim land back for themselves. And they know the last remaining small plot coffee farms here.
Yeah, we're good. All right, follow me, man.
About 120 families live in this camp. With their farms stolen and nowhere to call home, they've banded together to squat on this piece of land, waiting for the government to grant them title to it, facing constant harassment by henchmen working for the mega farms, who, at any moment, could shoot them on sight or burn their village down and claim the land for themselves.
This is Brazil Avenue right here.
This is Brazil Avenue?
Yeah.
It's like Main Street?
Right.
Ronaldo is a former farmer who has decided to live here and stand up to Big Agro.
Has there been any violence?
The gunmen take any chance they can to intimidate them.
No decorrer do dia, as companheiras, mulher no caso, né?
There's always somebody awake to watch out. As long as they keep vigil at night and they're staying inside here, they don't actually come in.
But big aggro coming in isn't the only problem. The people here can't leave. The farmers here learned this the hard way, when gunmen started taking pot shots at them whenever they went to get water from the river. That's just 200 meters down the road.
The gunmen are right across the river, right across the bridge.
Waiting for people to come get water. None of these people would dare to go past the bridge. No. I mean, it's that frightening that he won't even go near it.
These families are essentially surrounded and trapped here until the government leases them the land. And even then, there's no one here to enforce the government's decisions. And these families will continue to face constant threats.
Elias. Todd.
Elias is a former coffee farmer who knows some of the few remaining small plot coffee farms in Rondonia.
So here we are right here. You see that? Okay. And it's about right here. Way out here. This is Bolivia. Okay, that's one. And then number two, so it's on the Bolivian border. And what's that like?
That's where a lot of cocaine comes into Brazil. So I wouldn't be out there at night alone.
There's not many farms left, are there?
There are not many left. It looks like you got here just a couple years too late.
Small plot farmers have been pushed out to the border of Bolivia to hide in the same rainforest used as cover for drug runners. Both farms are deep in the Amazon, and the only road in was built by the mega farms, so they control who uses them. There's no easy way around this. Listen, I have my share of tattoos, but branding is not something I'm really into.
The little problem we have is that bridge.
That's where snipers sit to make sure that none of these people cross. But I mean, we can cross it, right?
Well, let's hope we have luck. That's pretty much the only option we have here.
I need access to this road, but I can't be foolish. Crossing my fingers and driving past the gunman hoping we don't get shot just won't cut it. But Joe has a plan. We'll cross the bridge, then walk right up to them and ask permission to pass. There's no doubt they already know we're here. So the idea is to tell them that I have no affiliation with this MST camp.
This is what I want to know. You got snipers somewhere in these trees or hanging out. How do they know who to shoot and who not to shoot?
Right, well, they know the people that are in that camp. They're not that many of them.
Right.
They know their faces. Well,
so if anyone from that camp tries to cross that bridge, you'll hear a gunshot.
It's very possible, if they get the attention of the gunmen. You got to walk down just a little bit more, about 100 yards more, and you'll see the gunmen's camp. Right past the sign that's filled with bullet holes. This is a message to the MST. It's on the left. You can see the hut from here.
You see that slit cut in the bottom? That's a shooting slit, right? You just slide the rifle barrel through it.
For all we know, someone could have their sights on us right now.
I'm so glad Hollywood is here right now, because that's our best defense against this guy's gun.
The camera.
Sure. You want me to hang back, Doc?
No, man, you stay with me.
Oh, yeah, this time you want me with you?
Okay.
Todd, turn around.
Who the hell's that?
He's had a gun.
I'm hunting down a rare Amazonian coffee to seal a multi-million-dollar deal with Mario Batali. But to find the bean, I need to get past the Mega Farms henchmen and get access to the road. It's up to Joe to convince them that I'm not their enemy. Otherwise, I could wind up branded or laying in a ditch somewhere.
Todd, turn around.
Who the hell's that? He's got his hand on a gun.
We just walked directly into the line of fire, knowing that if things go badly, there are no police around to save our. It's all in Joe's hands now.
You waved him off. We're good to go?
We're okay, but we need to get out of here before sunset.
But they had a good look at our faces, right?
Yeah.
I gotcha. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
It's amazing how fast that went down. As soon as we crossed that bridge, we were surrounded.
You got kahunas, man.
Joe's my safety net in this lawless land, but not for much longer. Me and Hollywood, we have to go it alone from here.
I'm gonna stay here tonight. You want to get to a town because you're not safe in this rural area at night.
All right.
They know who you are now, and I really would advise you to be in a town where there's a lot of witnesses, a door you can lock.
Got it.
Good luck, and stay alive, man.
All right, let's go. So here we go.
What are we doing right now? I don't feel very comfortable.
Now we have to actually drive past those same guys. You see them outside? I'm glad that's behind us.
Yeah.
Passing those guards means we can use the roads with a slightly lesser chance of being harassed. But this is an area without rules, and now that Joe's gone, it's best to keep a low profile.
Let's find a hotel with lots of people and lock our doors. Get up in the morning and find our first farm.
Sounds good.
I tell you what you do have is those big trucks coming through, and eventually those guys need to sleep, right? There we go. What'd I tell you?
You going?
Can you read that word? Hotel. I'd say this is home. I think it's perfect. This is luxury, man. Look, you got everything. You got electricity and water, everything. This is beautiful.
Not bad, right?
Granted, electricity and water can make a hotel stay more enjoyable, but electrocution, not so much.
Ever seen this before?
What's that?
This is the hot water heater. It's actually on the end of
Oh,
the
that's
water
weird.
pipe. The water gets heated right at the head, but if you notice how close the water and the electrical lines are,
Oh, yeah.
you don't want to splash too much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they want to tell them,
They want to really want to.
doesn't go well together.
I'm going to continue to stink.
I have intel on 2 coffee farms out by the Bolivian border, near the town of Guajara-Merima. It's a good full day's drive from here on the only major road that cuts through the Amazon.
Are you noticing all those giant trucks going by?
It's all insane. Trucks everywhere.
We are the smallest thing on this road.
A road like this was built by Big Agro to get their goods out.
I think this is our turnoff here, bro. You see this up here? It's a really good sign. It's a bit of a rickety bridge. But the reason why I know it's a good sign is that this bridge could not stand the weight of any of those big trucks. That tells me that we may be out of the reach of Big Agro.
Is he going to stand our way?
There you go. See?
There you go.
Yeah, there's some farming going on here. You're seeing it all over. We're bound to get lucky. We got a sighting right here. You see all this? All the way down that road, maybe 200 yards. It's all coffee. There's a road back here. Let's go on that road. Here, jump out. Let me show you. Oh, this way. Man, look at this beauty over here. You see how healthy that is? Variety, perfection. Did you hear that?
What's that?
Is that a gun going off? Yeah, there he is right there. That dude has a rifle. All right, stay back, all right? Here, I'm gonna go out. I don't want him to find you, okay? Hello? First rule, don't panic. What am I doing? I'm a coffee man, coffee buyer.
This guy looks as scared as I am, but from my broken Portuguese, I can tell he's a coffee farmer.
You are?
Jose.
With the threat of Big Agro's henchmen and drug runners closing in each day, he can never be too wary of anyone sneaking around his land.
This is your coffee farm?
É meu.
Oh, this is your son?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a family, dude. Hollywood, come on over. It's good. We got a family, man. Do you have some coffee I could taste?
Isso.
We go to your house and have coffee?
Não.
Great.
This farm is a sight for sore eyes. But gauging from its size, I'm not sure it can produce enough to satisfy the demands of a mogul like Mario Batali.
Da Amazônia.
Oh, it's strong, huh?
I can smell it all the way over here.
You see how thick that is? That's insane, right? It's just like 40-weight crude oil.
This pure Amazonian bean could be the missing ingredient. But does he have enough?
Tem quanto café?
Tem uns 5 quilos por aí.
You have five kilos? So you've already sold everything to the market.
Isso.
What I'm getting from this is he only has 10 pounds of coffee. That's not gonna cut it. But I'm gonna buy all of it out of respect.
He was so honored by that he's offered us a meal for the night and a bed for the night.
The success of this coffee hunt now depends on the amount of coffee I find at the next farm I reach. Until I get there, I am at the mercy of Jose and his family. There are no grocery stores out here. No refrigeration. Every day, this family hunts or forages what they're gonna eat. And having to feed a couple 200-pound grown men was not part of today's plan.
And I'm putting two together, and I think that I'm not seeing any fishing poles, only a rifle. I think we're going for something bigger than a fish.
What, are we going on the water?
We're going on the water, come on.
On tonight's menu is Cayman, a small but vicious breed of croc. And we've been invited to join Jose and his 10-year-old son's nightly hunt.
You tip this boat, dude. That's the Amazon, man. The croc's in it, you know? This boat is really unstable.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like a great idea to me, I'll be honest.
Yeah. He said, oh, there's one right there. You see the eyes? Right there.
Ah, yeah, we got it.
Yeah, let's eat.
Pequenininho, coitadinho. Vai lá.
Amazing shot for the bow of the boat.
Yeah, I can tell.
Completely unstable. It's like being on a surfboard. Used a hollow point bullet just so that the animal didn't feel a thing, just like completely. It was out like that. And this is dinner. Oh, wow. Oh. That's so nice. That is so good.
Sai de cima, neguinho. Vai vir.
Cheers. Here's to you. Thank you. Beautiful coffee. Good morning. Thank you for the bed. I really appreciate it. Give me hugs. You coming, Hollywood?
Right behind you.
All right.
Jose told me of some back roads that will help us avoid the strong on the gas. Getting to the next farm is still going to be difficult.
I got a general idea where it is. I mean, it's a circle on a map. It's not like we have GPS coordinates. I mean, I don't have a guy's address. So we're gonna have to creep around that area and hopefully run into this farm. This little guy right here, that little road, could lead to a farm. Let's hope it's a coffee farm. Fruit trees. It's always a good sign, right? Let's go make some friends. Oh, there's that woman. Facienda de Café. There's a coffee here. Can I see the cafe?
A stranger showing up unannounced is sure to put these farmers on edge with all the bad guys in the area. But if they have coffee for sale, they'll be happy I came.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's all over here. Look. I tell you what, the new season just started. That means they just finished processing. Hola.
He thinks you're the police.
No, I'm a coffee roaster from America. No polizia. I'm not the police. No, no police. No, good. This is your farm? Okay. Oh, your farm. Oh, hi. How much do you have? A lot? Many plants.
Esse ano ele deu mais fraco. Os outros anos ele deu mais bom, mais carregado.
Yeah, so big harvest this last year. Yeah, okay.
There's enough product here and ready for sale. This hand-grown bean could be the coffee that takes my espresso blend for Mario over the top.
Come on, let's go taste some coffee.
I usually roast the coffee myself, but this farm has a vintage Italian ball roaster. And the only reason it's here is because of the Italians' historic connection to Brazil's coffee growers.
Nothing more traditional than that.
It tells me that the family has passed down this method for decades, if not centuries.
Let's shake it out. Have you ever had a true espresso in the jungle?
No. I've never had a fake espresso in the jungle.
This is a portable espresso machine I've been lugging around the Amazon. I can use it to replicate the brewing process found in Mario's favorite Italian cafes.
There are a couple of things you're looking for with a classic Italian espresso is viscosity. That means the thickness of that fluid. What represents the thickness of that fluid is the crema. Italian word meaning cream. That's that foam on top of the espresso. If we get a lot of crema and a really thick coffee and it tastes extraordinarily well, we've hit pay dirt. Okay, you ready?
I found what I hope to be the key ingredient to an Italian espresso I'm designing for celebrity chef Mario Batali. If it tastes as good as I think it will, it could mean a blockbuster retail deal for my company.
Now I'm gonna introduce the water to the coffee slowly. And then we kill it with some pressure. Oh yeah, it's thick. Look at that, man, it's like frickin' syrup. The smells are perfect. You see the crema on top? Beautiful. It's like a frickin' time machine. You wanna go back to Rome? Try that. When you drink that, where are you?
Back in Rome.
You're back in Rome. Is it better?
Yeah.
Just that quintessential Italian flavor that's in there.
This is just like the espressos I drank with Mario in Rome, but infinitely better. It's exactly what I'm looking for. The healthiest, most flavorful bean handpicked by a farmer. Now, I just need to make my deal.
Can I buy it all? Excellent. There you go. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. This is for you. Thank you, my friend.
I've risked life and limb to find the last of the remaining farmers. It just highlights how important it is that people like me and Mario invest in these guys. Or else, next year, they won't be here.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
My meeting with Mario Batali is set in New York. I've waited 10 years to show him what I could do. And now, I have 1 cup of espresso to do it with.
So you know I probably see 10 to 20 purveyors a week, of which 150 call to ask to bring on their product.
What's on the line? A spot in the Batali empire and a chance for this unique coffee to be on retail shelves across the country.
Rarely will I talk to coffee guys, because I just figure we already had a really good one. So you're kind of the only one that I've let into this weird inner sanctum.
No pressure. I've shown him the first 3 components of the blend. Now, I need to unleash the key ingredient I traveled so far for.
I went back to where this product originally came from, which is the northern part of Brazil. If you want the best product, go right to the guy making it. This coffee has been designed not only for you, but for you to impress everyone that's Italian. I took the liberties of designing a little label for you. And it's Mario Batali's Roma.
That's beautiful.
Now it's time to show Mario what's in the package. Here we go.
You can tell a lot about an espresso by this crema. So I decided, you're a big man, you deserve a big crema. And I went big. But I'm getting about 3/4 to an inch of crema on top of it. Yeah.
Holy moly.
I'm gonna take a picture of that. Did I tell you? Deserves a big crema. Look at that, man.
Tweeting a picture of the coffee before you even taste it, gotta be a good sign, right?
That's impressive. That's unbelievable how that crema comes out.
I'm really excited for you to taste this. Are you ready?
I am.
Let's do it.
I thought my barometer was going to go off, but it didn't. I'm impressed.
You said something about if it's just as good, then I'm going to tell you to leave. And if it's better, then we might have something.
And I will have to say, this is better. You said you were going to do it, and you actually did. I am impressed. And I'm not impressed easily.
Thank you, Mario. Means a lot.
Awesome.
Means a lot.
Well done.